Let me see it here. There we go. Periscope link. In the books, baby. What did you call it? You just had the perfect tagline for this.
I said the only post-game show where we never actually get to the post-game.
That's right. It ain't over till the fat lady sings. It ain't over till the fat podcaster blogger is singing on a microphone talking about how we just got our hearts ripped out again. I mean, this wasn't even hearts ripped out. This was just slow, painful. Everything we said it was yesterday. We've called this season. We said that Jake DeGrom wasn't going to get support on opening day, but we would somehow win because that's what we always do. Edwin Diaz comes in yesterday and goes full Edwin Diaz on us yet again. And then Rick Porcello happens.
I mean, the fact that we predicted, because every Mets fan is just like so pessimistic by nature. And then when it happens, we're still surprised. Every single time, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe that he made an error. Can't believe that they just rocked Porcello, who's throwing 90 miles an hour right down the middle. Like, what do you think was going to happen? This guy was barely going to be our 5, and now he's our 3? Like, oh.
And like Porcello and Waka, none of us were sold on either of them. And when they signed Porcello, I'm like, listen, if he can like obviously he has the Cy Young, so like if he does everything right like that again, it's good. But like I still remember that I think it was John Heyman tweeted out. It's like he has always registered enough innings to be eligible for the ERA, like to be eligible for the ERA leaders. He was last in ERA last year. That is the worst possible fucking stat you can use. Because then I go, oh, what do you finish your ERA? Dead fucking last out of the 8 billion pitchers that qualify for the ERA title every year. He fucking finished dead last. And I got
in my brain though, it's like he came up so early, like he was in the pros at 20. So he's only 31. Yeah. I'm like, oh, he's going to bounce back. I thought it was going to be like a Verlander situation where like you get a change of scenery. Like he's going to – Citi Field's huge. All you have to do is pitch to contact and get ground balls. But we can't play defense behind anybody.
Yeah, and that's exactly the thing. JD Davis out there just looking completely lost. And again, I am not going to get worked up about this Corona season. I swear to God, I am worked up. All right, that's a lie. I am worked up right now. I can hear it in my voice as I say this out loud. But it's just so fucking frustrating. It's everything about this team. It goes back to the stupid, ugly face Wilpon still. Like, at least if Stevie was in the owner's box or, you know, had the team, I'd be all right. But it's like that's still up in the air. And it's just everything is fucking still floating around right now. And it's like you still root for your team to win, even though this season doesn't mean a fucking thing. It's just I got fucking Chipper Jones on this broadcast. John Smoltz. It's like ESPN was taunting us with this shit. It was fucking the worst.
They couldn't care less about the baseball game for like the entire second to third inning. 3 or 4 batters went by with like hits and strikeouts going by, and they didn't even mention a single pitch. And it's like, are we here to inconvenience you? You guys gonna have like a reunion on the Mets broadcast? Like, if we're getting our shit like kicked in, at least I could listen to Gary, Keith, and Ron. Like, at least they make it entertaining. At least you could hear Keith like chugging down whatever he's drinking and huffing every time there's a terrible play.
Hearing Keith huff and puff during a game like this would have been great. Sunday night at like 7:00, and he knows he can't get to like the. I guess he could probably he could definitely still eat dinner on like I'm sure wherever he goes has a nice patio right on the water. So his dinner reservation he'd be missing. It's great to hear him huff and puff. This Rick Porcello stat I had to read though. This was from JPICC. In the past 40 years, Porcello is the only pitcher to win a Cy Young, never make an All-Star appearance, and never finish in the Cy Young voting in any other season in their career. And he goes, "What an animal!" Which just made me laugh out loud. Like, what an animal! Whatever Rick Porcello did, what was that? 3 years ago, 2016, 4 years ago. He has to do. I don't know what he was like, who his coach was, what he was drinking, what he was eating, who his side piece was. Who I don't even know. Is he married? I don't care. Whatever he was doing, go back to doing that again and do it in fucking 5 days because I can't watch this shit another fucking start.
Well, it's like R.A. Dickey. Like R.A. Dickey won a Cy Young. When I say he's a Cy Young pitcher, like would you be dumb enough to trade Syndergaard and d'Arnaud for a knuckleball Cy Young guy? Like, you know what I'm saying? So. That's who we got. That's basically what happened. We signed some guy when Bartolo's just sitting out there, I really want him back. Like I'm not even joking. Because let's say he's not a starter, he's still gonna eat innings for you. And our relief pitcher, like Strickland, like you're gonna pick Bartolo or Strickland.
I'm at this point, like, again, it's 1-2, and we could have easily been 2-1. I am so close to just being like, just go straight fucking funny money baseball, like just bullshit. Throw fucking Tebow in the mix, Tolo, get the whole goddamn circus, bring the whole circus in. And just keep everyone healthy. So let's see, we just got another base runner on there, double. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. And Oswalt. Like, this is the quadruple A pitcher.
Yes, you called it. You said that's exactly who he is. Yep. I also had to shout out this one too, because all right, so we'll have to say this on the actual weekly podcast, but we need to get dad text messages as like a weekly recurring segment on this show. This comes from Chris Durkach. This is his dad. This is game 3 of a fucking fake season where it's only 60 games, and we know there should be brighter things around. Can't watch this anymore. Hard to believe that in this entire world, these are the 2 pitchers who were pitching for the Mets tonight. Fucking Corey Oswalt sucked last year in AAA, and also for the Mets, that's who they choose to come in. I hope I'm cursing. I'm dropping F-bombs to my kid when he's like 18 to 30 or however old this kid is right here. I just love like the fury in a goddamn joke of a season. We're already losing our minds. Mets Twitter, full-blown dumpster fire. Everyone's furious. Everyone's like, it's like a weird mix of anger, like they don't care at the same point, and just like I don't know, I'm just fed up. I don't know what to say.
It's game 3. It's game 3, and we're already fed up. And it's like it's a 60-game season. We've waited all of this time for baseball to come back, and we get 1 day of happiness. One, because that like what we're just gonna have to root for DeGrom and nobody else. Like we don't even care about the team. This team is supposed to be like an offensive juggernaut. We've scored 3 runs. Four runs.
Four runs as of now, which again, we are for everyone listening on the podcast, we are taping this in the 5th inning right now. It is now 10-1 Braves. So we don't know what the final score will be. I'm hoping we get a positional player pitching. Give me a positional player, baseball gods, you motherfuckers. It's Corona season. It's weird. No, fuck that. I want a cardboard cutout pitching. Put fucking Willow McNeil, goddamn the pooch on the mound. Throw it at him, Duvall's head. Do whatever needs to be done. Fuck this fucking fake ass. Goddamn season. All right. You said it, though. We don't have the lineup just isn't showing up. 3 games in a row. Newcomb was begging them just to like either run him from the game by not swinging, and he just like keeps walking people in, and we just couldn't do shit against him. It was so
we're swinging 3-0. Yo's swinging 3-0, and then he's swinging through it fine, and then he check swings for the strikeout, and it's like if nobody's getting on base and everybody's struggling right now, you have to just do whatever you can. Play small ball. Like I don't give a shit. How night after night are you going to go up there knowing you're struggling? If you're Pete Alonso, same thing. I don't know what's going on with his swing, dude. Like, it looks fine. It's just he's getting jammed. He's late on the ball. He's not barreling it up the way he was. If he was, like, hitting screamers out here, then it'd be fine. But he's not.
At this point, I'm like, why am I still watching this game right now? Like, obviously, we're doing the pod now. But at some point, it's like, when do I, like, but, like, I was like, I want to see Yo. Like, because this might be our end of Yo. And, like, Pete, it was always Pete. Last year, no matter how bad things got, it's like, I got to see Pete Alonso's 4 at-bats every night because you know what the fuck he's going to do. Pete's not even doing that shit right now. And, hey, listen, if there's anything where if people are adjusting, if there's any kind of sophomore slump, let it come now. Kind of like with Syndergaard and the injury. Get all the fucking bad shit out. If McNeil's transitioning to third and learning how to play defense there again, everything, this is an exhibition season for us from ownership on down. This is all doesn't count. It doesn't matter. Which, speaking of which, I said this. I need to know an answer to this. Brodie Van Wagenen cannot be allowed to make trades if it's a shortened season with like basically the sale is pending basically in my mind because the bidding process has begun. You cannot trade a prospect. You could trade like major leaguer for major leaguer, and even that like not like a Dom Smith. You could trade like Yo. You know what I mean? A guy like an expiring contract. You cannot trade anyone else.
If I'm Uncle Stevie and I'm signing that paperwork, I'm treating it as like this is a lame duck like regime. All those guys are just in there until I get there, and then I'm going to replace them with my own people, you would think. So it's like, before you sign that paper, you have to tell the Wilpons, like, I'm buying this product. I don't care what you have to tell him. He can lie to the media on your behalf, but like nobody in that core roster or anything, even on like the minor league level, can get traded without his say so.
Yeah,
because otherwise, like you're going to trade away. I mean, who did we draft? The other Crow Armstrong, for instance.
Yeah.
They're not going to, but like
if they trade the fucking Crow, Kyle. If they trade the Crow. Oh man, yeah, because like honestly, like Brody knows he's probably cooked, right? And the Wilpons are definitely cooked if they sell. And why wouldn't Brody just go all in to try to like catch a Cespedes like magic in a bottle? The Wilpons try to get a fake ass World Series out of this if we're anywhere close. Because I mean, to be the 16th seed or whatever the fuck it is, you know what I mean?
Well,
like,
so
that's not hard to do.
That's gonna even hurt us, I think, because with so many teams like possibly making the playoffs now, the trade deadline's at the end of August. Like that's literally next month. So every team is essentially going to, except for us, if we keep playing like this, every team is going to be in it. So we can't get any picking.
Yeah, you almost have to root against us at this point. Like is the Mets are always in that state where like it's like July 24th, and like half the fan base is like, I don't want us being like in that purgatory spot because that's when we make the Chris Benson trade. That's when you make the Victor Zambrano trades. It's never like you're going all in for a or you're selling. We're always in that middle spot, and it's the most dangerous spot a team that like is young and doesn't need to be gutting itself anymore than it's gutted itself for, again, Marcus Stroman, Edwin Diaz, and Robinson Cano. That's where all of our draft picks are going. And listen, I've said this a million times. I'm going to say it every show. I don't care if Jarred Kelenic like never has a major league hit. There's a value associated with that guy, and that value is better than having Robinson Cano's corpse and $8 billion contract on our books for the next 1,000 years.
That guy hits the ball up the middle with no velocity more than anyone I've ever seen in my entire life. It's a dribbler every time. Like it's a tailor-made double play, whether there's anybody on base to turn it or not. They could just do practice double plays. They could just do phantom double plays with him. Like literally, he's hitting fungos out there, and that's all he's doing. And he's already at 7. You already dropped him to 7 in the lineup by the 3rd game. Like you got to think he's not going to play at some point. And then what do? You're just going to pay him to go away?
And the funny thing is, you can't even blame the hitting coach because he's not there. We don't have our hitting coach. He's fucking in Arizona, wherever Chili is right now. Chili's actually like, he's playing the long game because he's going to get like a fucking extension and a raise next year. Like, don't go anywhere because we can't do shit without you. I'm looking at Pete. No, a Pete home run will put me all the way back in. That's why I almost need Pete to not do anything. Don't drop a fucking F-bomb on the on Twitter or anything like that. I need to be like separate emotionally from this team right now.
Clem, I think you might be on delay.
Oh, did it go out?
No, he caught it in foul territory, but like you reacted to it after it was already caught. So I don't know. I might be ahead of you here.
Yeah, I'm on DirecTV. The thing is, when you rewind and you're doing shit for the blog, God knows where shit goes. You also made a great point. If we're playing Little League rules, man starts on second in extra innings, mercy rules are now allowed. Especially when it's the New York Mets. Mercy rules, I completely sign off. We keep everyone socially distant, healthy, all that fucking blah, 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 blah. Let's fucking just mercy rule that shit.
Be there right now, and this post game would to make total sense. We'd already be in the actual post game. So I think that we should just do our own mercy rule, except when we're winning, because then we just want to rub it in a little bit more. But if they're losing, you can call it a wrap in the 5th inning because who's coming in?
It's like Madden where you can you can request to end the game, and the opponent could be like, "No, I'm going to run it up on you," and then you can start throwing at their batters. So if this has legs, Kyle. If Manfred wasn't a brain dead dummy, I think there'd be a chance this could pass, but it's probably not going to happen. But there's no one on that Mets team that wants to play right now. Everyone just wants to go home, lick their wounds. And I said this, you got to win the games where Edwin Diaz is unavailable to pitch because these are the games we can win. We can't win with Edwin Diaz because we put him in. We have to get like a 5-run lead so we don't put in our closer who blows the game, or we have to like have a close game. He comes in and then we lose in 12 innings or whatever the fuck.
This could be like just the tipping point where we're just about to already pull out the C word because they have to play the Red Sox next, and the Red Sox just lost the series to literally the worst team in baseball. Like the worst constructed team in Major League Baseball just beat the Red Sox in a series. So now if the Red Sox come in and they beat us, what does that make us?
Oh my God, the Red Sox lineup against Waka. I mean, who's going on Tuesday now? Is it Peterson?
I hope so. At least it'll be like he's never pitched in the pros before. Like maybe nobody has tape on him and he could do something. I mean, I've heard some positive remarks about the guy. I heard that they wanted him over at Oswald, but like I know nothing about him from that.
No, I mean, I'm fine with it. I mean, Mets Twitter. I'm a part of Mets. We're all part of Mets Twitter. They seem to love the guy, so I mean, I'm sure he'll look good for a game flop, and we'll trade him away. You know, it's just typical Mets bullshit. But if it's not going to be Oswalt, then I guess it has to be him, unless Bartolo's going to come out of the cloud and surprise us all. So
I feel like we have no depth. Like starting pitching aside, I know who else was available to pitch yesterday. Like when they brought Strickland in, I heard that Brock and Hughes are like kind of back. Brock said that he could jump in if need be, but like both of those guys missed the entire like summer camp. Then they brought them back. So we're going to be just rolling out the same people over and over and over again. And you think Familia looked good in the first outing? Like, what happens when we have to use him like 5 nights in a row?
Yeah, he's going to start stress eating. He's going to get fat again. He's going to suck again. That's exactly what's going to happen. How fucking Familia? I guess that's the quarantine. Like, you either went the way I went in the quarantine, where you got a little bigger, or you went the other way. You went the Big Ev way and like lost a ton of weight, and that's what Familia did. God bless him. But I also have to think like, this Corona shit has really fucked stuff up because like the summer camp and some guys actually being sick. Because I've noticed just playing fantasy, a lot of the bullpens are just complete disarray right now. You know, the Yankees have Britton closing right now. I mean, their bullpen's stacked, but they even had to go push it back as Chapman. All these guys getting hurt, and they're just like, who the fuck's the closer? I don't know. So I mean, I guess Hunter Strickland has already. I'm just happy. We know who Hunter Strickland is in game 2. I didn't want to wait till game 5, game 6, when my heart was more invested in this team and there was actually like a rhythm to the season. I now know where Hunter Strickland stands, and it's fucking in the boo box, basically.
And it's like, I'm interested to see like if Brody just starts dipping into the 60-man. Like, how quickly is he going to be like, oh, I have all these other pieces. Let me micromanage the shit out of this and just start bringing people up. Because it's like they're so interchangeable now. You don't have to worry about like getting them from the minors. They're all just sitting at home. He's going to be like, oh, you're having a bad week. Like, take the week off. Let me bring in this other guy.
Eric P nailed this right here. The Mets steps is in Seattle and Buffalo because his fake ass GM traded everyone away. That's exactly right. Which, by the way,
that is so true.
I'm hopping on the Buffalo Blue Jays bandwagon. If this shit go like I mean, I'm rooting for the Mets, but this podcast becomes a Blue Jays Mafia podcast if shit goes astray and they are not worse than us, basically. Which I mean, I don't know. They're a weird team in themselves, but they're fucking fun as shit. I mean, who doesn't love Biggio, Bichette, and Vladdy Jr. and fucking the Savages of Buffalo all fucking uniting in one unholy alliance?
I can't believe that was some Mets shit right there.
We got a bomb?
You're behind me. That's why I dropped
he's touching home now. He's touching home now. Okay. Who was that?
Ozuna.
103.6. Woo! Oswald's still in the game too. 11-1. I hate my life. These are the
We're just gonna sacrifice him. That's it. You gotta sacrifice somebody. He's the guy. Got to turn it around somewhere. Jeez.
I think everyone here hates their life right now. That's right. The comments, I love these comments. They're giving me life because we all hate our lives. This is fucking Mets.
This is Mets Fans Anonymous. Is that what you're going to say?
This is Mets Fans Anonymous. Like we call it in the books for the post-game show. It's Mets Fans Anonymous. We're having the meetings. We can't do them at Citi Field. And we're watching this team self-destruct in front of a national audience. I saw like Carabas was tweeting about the Mets. And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, is he like watching like on SNY because he's in New York? I'm like, oh, no. We're in front of the whole goddamn country. And everyone's saying same old goddamn Mets right now.
Even. It's just so demoralizing because you're looking at these teams and it's like the Braves are young. They signed these guys and locked them up. Like we're all coming together at the same exact point. And for us to lose those 2 pitchers, that literally changed like the whole fabric of the season. And like you don't want to harp on it and make the excuse of that, but like that's the reality of the situation. We had a good team. We had a team that was going to be competitive. And with 60 games and you're losing 2 pitchers, like that's pretty much it. unless you just slug your way out of every game.
And that's truly the reason why I can't get too upset, because once Stroman went down, like any part of me that was like, hey, if Matz is looking good and Stroman is that dude on a contract push, you just can't lose that in a 60-game season. We've already lost your number 2 pitcher who, I mean, for as much as he was Loki, we've said the numbers here a million times. Like, he did have good numbers throughout the year. And if he ever did figure it out, which again, probably would have been under Uncle Stevie instead of these bonehead Wilpons, it's like, there's nothing you can really do about it. Right.
Nope. It's just, you got to turn the page. You got to turn the page for 2021. And like, I swear to God, Uncle Stevie better buy them by like the halfway point. If he doesn't have them locked in by the halfway point where it's just like at least a handshake deal like the other one, I don't know what I'm going to do, because then I'm going to start second guessing it. I saw someone wrote defund the Mets, and they were like, that's the Wilpons that's the Wilpon slogan.
Defund the Mets. It's like fucking, you can't, like 2 negatives like a positive. That's like funding the Mets. You know what I mean?
My God, you got to be shitting me.
That's going. That's hit. That just hit a plane.
Jesus Christ.
That hit the upper deck.
Is that Matt Adams? Who is that?
I think that hit the upper deck right there. Holy shit. Not.
Exit velocity 111. It's like a video game.
Exit velocity 111. I mean, that thing went straight up to the moon. Holy shit.
Riley? Oh, my God. That's a home run derby swing.
457. Oh, my God. You know, this is like fun now. This is getting fun to watch. All right, who do you want to see pitch? Which position player do you want to see pitch?
Well, selfishly, I want to see McNeil pitch, because I feel like eventually he's going to end up catching, and then he can play every single position.
That would be cool.
In his career, cool. I think that he would be able to do it. Who else? Who do you want to see? I'd love to see Yo, but he'll get hurt.
You know what? Yo is the answer, actually, now that you say it. Because Yo, I'd love to see that fucking cannon on the mound. And if he does, God forbid, like, that's the thing is, a line drive, God forbid. I don't want anyone to get hurt. But, like, I don't want anyone to get hurt, especially guys who are going to be under contract for, like, 5 years or something like that, or, like, young. That was a fucking
that was a home run. Oh, he hit it off the face of the third deck. That was a home run derby swing.
Oh,
this dude is literally the worst pitcher I've ever seen when it comes to transitioning from AAA.
He's the Eric Campbell of pitchers.
It sucks. It's because you can't have any confidence at that point. That dude literally, he just hit it off the fucking moon.
We have, let's see, JD. People want JD Davis. They want Ramos. Whatever position player is blowing out his arm, like Canseco probably. Cano as a knuckleballer would be fun as shit.
Ooh.
Anyone who throws a knuckle, I'm always in for. I'm always in for that kind of. The peak for position player pitching for me was when Adam Dunn pitched. I don't know why. I was just seeing Adam Dunn on the mound was just something special. It was so weird to see an actual oxen get on its hind legs and just start throwing a baseball.
That dude struck out like 240 times this season, so it was nice to try to see him get somebody else to strike out for once.
Yeah, not so fun when the rabbit has the gun, right? Yeah. So a quick look at the schedule here: 2 against the Sox in Boston, 2 against the Sox at home. Then we got the Bravos in Atlanta for 4, Nats for 2, and then we go from there. The Marlins, we get the Marlins in like August 7th. That's when everyone will be healthy from Corona and like ready to like take out their aggression on being quarantined for 2 weeks.
They killed the Phillies. They lost.
That's right.
The Marlins lost 6 guys before the game started today, and then they went onto the field and still beat the hell out of the Phillies. So we have the hardest schedule to start baseball, like proven. That's what they said. And that was not taking into the account that the Marlins are like beating everybody at this point. So
I feel like a C word is coming soon. I can't even get mad at Kevin if he pulls it like tonight, tomorrow, this week. Like, like who gives a shit? Like, it's not even the season. A little fucking breaking news for everyone. The season was canceled when it didn't start on time and when we started in the middle of fucking July. It's a fucking canceled. They're playing a canceled season. This is what a canceled season looks like in fucking when it actually plays out. It's a bunch of bullshit.
Do you like turn heel completely and then just start rooting for like Corona?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
if we're not gonna win, we don't want anyone to play.
So that picture of Brody where he's wearing the sash, like a hall monitor and the mask, my title of my blog, I never blogged, I forgot to, was going to be, I think Brody Van Wagenen has me rooting for the coronavirus now because he looks like such a fucking asshole that
Yep.
like, come on, man. Like, we're all going through this shit together. You don't have to like dress like an absolute dickhead, like you're
Right.
at what's the name of it, Tchotchkes or whatever, with the pieces of flair in Office Space. So, oh god, and that's the thing too. It's like Brody's still there. I had Mets yearbook 2018 on today for like 5 minutes, and Jeff Wilpon's Weasley face got on, and Brody, he's introducing Brody at the end of it, and I'm like, Chaim Bloom. Meanwhile, can you imagine what Chaim Bloom and fucking Steve Cohen could have done together? We'd already have won this World Series. Already won it.
And you know just how badly they messed up because the Red Sox immediately went to him. They're like, "Oh, the Mets passed on him. Yeah, we'll take that guy. Sight unseen."
Yeah.
Like they got rid of a GM who won them a World Series, and they're like, "Yeah, no, we'll just take the guy the Mets passed on. We're good. Nope, we don't have to vet them."
It's like, oh, they do it in basketball. It's like, yeah, basketball is a completely different fucking beast than fucking Major League Baseball in terms of everything about the way player personnel and everything works.
What's Cohen's like analytics team? It's like 0.72 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
I heard that if he's already like lining up like a team of people to move them from like the finance sector to like the baseball sector.
Yeah,
so
and that's part of
money. This could be literal Moneyball 2.0. Like you're bringing in like people who deal in money to come in and revamp a team. And like I could see them putting like dollar signs and assigning them like values like that to understand like who's trending upwards, who they can get a steal on. Something. We need something.
I heard exactly that. I heard he's already getting people like lined up in place and like real life Moneyball. Like Steve Cohen, we've basically made him the god that he is. We're acknowledging our true real life savior and God. But he's not just bringing the money; he's bringing it like in a smart way. You know what I mean? He's not going to be like an old school Steinbrenner who just signs the biggest guys and just tries to like load it up. So.
Well, that's kind of like Nolan is with the Knicks, right? Like, I mean,
yeah,
you can never like fault him for not spending. It's just like you spend it poorly every time.
Exactly. And I'm sure I'll be interested to see what he's like in terms of, because Dolan's biggest problem is like he gets like, Dolan gets impatient with stuff. See, Dolan didn't build his like wealth, where Steve Cohen built his wealth through like being smart and, again, black edge, playing by like the edge of the rule book. That's the fucking guy I want. That's why Beltran will probably be the manager next year. We're going to probably bring him, which is crazy that Beltran doesn't get to manage his team where no one would have given a flying fuck about that goddamn controversy.
Well, especially because it looks like the Red Sox are going to bring back what's his name? Why am I blanking on this? Who's their manager that they had to let go?
Cora.
Yeah. It looks like they could bring him back next year. They're like, oh, he actually didn't have that much to do with it. So we lose our manager. That's so Mets.
It's so Mets. That's just how it goes. Like that'll be the lasting legacy. It's like the Astros will bring back their guy, Red Sox their guy, and then fucking we're left without him. For people who are asking for Frank the Tank wellness check, he went on. I think I mentioned this on yesterday's stream. He went on roughly a 50 tweet diatribe about Ed Luz Diaz, where he wrote the word Ed Luz Diaz at least 200 times. And right now he's saying that the Mets will not score 100 runs this season. He basically said 2-1 is like 9-1, and it's now 12-1. So he said that an hour ago. So Frank is a prophet. Ed Luz ruined the season. The Mets will go 5-55. Feeble inning. That was like the nicest thing he basically said here. This is the thing about Frank too. I also have to remember. You have to remember he became a viral sensation by screaming about New Jersey Transit. Frank knows what he's doing here. This is part of the Frank Fleming charm. If you go viral doing a trick, you got to keep that trick alive. So that's kind of Frank knows what he is. But I don't think Frank is well off what he truly feels about this.
There's only 2 times where I was like 100% he's that angry, and it's when he broke his tooth and when he ate through his shirt. When he ate through his shirt, that was much must watch. I don't put a lot of must watch out there because I'm watching internet videos all day. He ate through that shirt, and he was he turned into the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
So we're not there yet.
When he hits his highs, though, he does the victory worm, like stuff like that. It's must watch. On the other side, that's even rarer. I'm rooting for Tua just because of what Frank can be if the Dolphins are good. A happy Frank the Tank makes all of us happy. Sad Mets make all of us sad, and that's why we're doing. Well, they keep showing fucking Chipper Jones and his goddamn stupid son.
I knew they were going to.
This, I'm telling you, A-Rod not being allowed on the broadcast, and they had to replace him for whatever it was, like it would be contradicting or whatever to like the sale. Well, what's the word I'm looking for? It would be
Conflict of interest.
Conflict of interest, yeah. The fact that A-Rod is not on this and we have to get Chipper Jones instead makes me hate A-Rod even more, and I don't even want him touching this team right now because he's just fucking us. This is like a preview of how he's going to fuck us. You couldn't have pictured in a million years that we'd have to watch Chipper Jones and his stupid son Shay just sitting in our fucking dugout or sitting in our stands as it's 12-1 just cheesing at us as the real life Chipper Jones just basically talks about anything but baseball. It's fucking hell on earth. We're in hell on earth again.
He's lived rent-free in Mets fans' minds for his entire career, so why not live rent-free inside Citi Field for a couple of days?
Exactly. I mean,
and he shows up, and it's just like it's his first broadcast, right? It's his first national broadcast tonight, and so they're like, "Let's bring your buddy on." Oh, the pitcher who shoved the ball down our throats for the entire 90s. There's no teams that I really have like ill will towards except for the Braves and the Phillies. And the Braves is like on such a different level because that's right when I was getting into baseball. And those guys ripped your hearts out, and they were so good. Like you couldn't even fault them for it. You used to love to hate Chipper Jones because he was that good.
People may disagree with this, and I completely understand if they do. The 2006 loss, it was like shock because I just couldn't believe like that whole time. I was like, how are we going to lose to this team? I don't and then 2 World Series, 2000, 2015, those are basically blitzes over in 5. The 99 team losing to the Braves was like maybe the darkest. It was when baseball meant a little too much still, and I hated the Braves so much. The Cardinals, I didn't have that hate in my heart towards. The fucking Royals, who gives a shit, and the Yankees like just made me want to just like crawl inside and die. I hated the Braves so much, and like fucking, all the guys, Rocker, Chipper, Jones, all of them. So that I don't know if I'll ever get over that 99 loss when they should have come back, the first team ever to 3-0, and Kenny Rogers walks home the winning run.
Yeah.
So, it's such another level with the Braves, and the fact that we have to watch this bullshit as it's like, how did we not bet the Braves going into this? It's fucking Chipper Jones on a broadcast. I've seen this movie before. You know what I mean? That's on us. That's on us, Kyle.
That is on us. That was just the money was there for the taking. That's one of those things where it's like you lose but you win, so at least you cover it.
Yeah.
Like when you bet against your team, you bet against your team like in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so even emotional hedging. Kevin bet on the Patriots that one time when they were in the Super Bowl. He's like, if they win, I win. If they lose, I win. So.
Right.
Oh my god, I hate this fucking team. And here we are. Good. I wish I could just show this broadcast to us 2 days ago and be like, "This is where you're going to be in 48 hours."
It's just such an emotional roller coaster where it's like you go from the highest of highs on the first day, where like everybody looks crisp, the bullpen looks great. It's just like the quintessential Mets minus the offense, which I don't even care about at this point. They keep rolling out the different lineups every day, and I'm like, ooh, look at this guy batting here. Like, they're going to score a ton of runs. No, it's the same fucking thing every single time. Nobody makes contact. Nobody plays actual baseball. They're all just swinging out of their shoes. And nobody gets on base. So what do you expect them to do?
Yeah, we're like, by game 3, the hitting will get the pitching's ahead of the hitting. They always say when there's a global pandemic, the hitting takes a couple days to catch up to the pitching. So it's like, no, that worked for the Braves. Our guys just can't fucking hit. Ah, God. At least we have the Yo shirts back in the store. So someone just said that the Yo shirts are back. Yo knows baseball. Get them now while they're there. Hopefully they don't get taken down again. But if not, get them now. We cannot promise you they'll be there. I mean, Yo, first of all, I don't think Yo's ever leaving. I think Uncle Stevie's going to keep him around for the next 5 years just for, like, if anything, just to, like, be in the outfield and just throw people out at the plate, like, for fun before games. He doesn't even have to, like, play actual game baseball. But that Yo knows baseball, that's, like, probably the best moment we've had for, like, the last decade. So fucking suck it up while you can, And
that's not to say that we can't do that again, but I'm not letting that hope creep back in this early. And
no.
First.
All it takes is one more Yo home run, though, and I'll be back in. I mean, shit, that's the other thing about opening day. Jake DeGrom fucking does Jake DeGrom stuff, and Yo hits like the game-winning run, essentially, game-winning home run. That's all I need to be all the way back in. These 2 games have humbled us. We'll see what the Red Sox do tomorrow. Who the fuck do the Red Sox have pitching for them tomorrow? I mean, if our pitching's a
the Red Sox are worse than us, and that's hard to believe. That's what I'm saying. If we lose, that's it. then you start breaking it up.
Let me look up the matchups here. I mean, because we will have DeGrom coming back, obviously, at the end of the series because it's a 4-game home and home. Let's see. Let me go back here. Mets get fuck. Here we go. So we got tomorrow Waka. Oh boy, don't even know this guy's name. Osich. Josh Osich. That's a person.
Sounds like a no-hitter.
That's a Major League Baseball player who's going to no-hit us. He's already appeared in a game. Interesting. Okay. That's who they're starting, unless it's like an opener. They probably have openers now because they have Chaim Bloom there. Tuesday, unknown. That's right. The Mets TBD because our starter is getting his tits lit up on national TV right now. Versus Hall. Is that Scott Hall, the infamous Razor Ramon? I don't know. Let's see what Hall we are dealing with. Matt Hall. Matt Hall is the Boston Red Sox starter. He has not pitched yet this season. His stats from last year: 27 strikeouts, 7.71 ERA, 1.84 ERA WHIP. So that's Matt Hall pitching for the Red Sox on Tuesday. DeGrom, Eovaldi. All right, so actual Major League players there. Mats Perez. Martin Perez. So Martin Perez.
Of course, it's going to line up where our good pitchers throw against real pitchers, and then we're not going to win.
Yeah, exactly. We almost have to throw DeGrom into like the 3 spot just so then we can just win these goddamn games. When the offense only scores 1 run anyway, what's the difference? He's going to get that. It's going to happen every single game. And yeah, not a day game in the bunch until Sunday because there's really going to be no day games during the week. I noticed that. I saw we have one in like 3 weeks on a Thursday, but it's mostly their Sunday day games. This is the one, obviously, that wasn't. Thank God. That's the one good thing about the Z-Rod deal. I think they try to keep us off ESPN. So that's a slight fucking.
I don't have to listen to this broadcast team ever again. I'll be totally.
Yeah, totally. I don't have my radio around. I used to have like the old transistor, and I don't have the MLB app where I think you have to like pay premium to get the radio feed. I could have and I don't know, like sometimes it doesn't match up with how he had the call, the way the timing works. So it kind of is fucked up. But
I pulled you to start the game. I saw who was broadcasting, and I jumped in the car and just drove around for the first inning.
You did?
Howie. Yeah. I was like, I can't do it. Nope, I can't do it.
So here
someone
we go.
made a good point. They said, is the Rocket going to make an appearance? You guys got to reach out to him, see if he wants to jump in and join the misery for at least one game.
Yeah, you know what? We'll definitely ask Kev to hit up the Rocket for one of these. I mean, fuck. I hope.
I don't know if you can put that much depression into one. Like, someone's got to win and someone's got to lose. So no matter what, you're just going to get somebody who's very depressed on that given night.
I kind of want to see it. I kind of want to see a Rocket at like a 10, like 11-10. It's like this 7th inning. Everyone sucks, dog shit everywhere. I just want us just like in a depression off. Except he'll be wearing his World Series ring from 2 fucking years ago, so I can't take his depression too seriously.
Very true.
That's a good point, though. I think we should do. We've talked about getting like even for like the weekly pod, getting the opposing fan and like Smitty for the Phillies, right? We talked Phillies for a little bit. I mean, obviously you can't do that now in the office, but maybe for something like this or even coming up with this, I don't even know, man. I couldn't tell you half the managers in the league. I have to another home run. There we go. Ding dong. Is that a 2-run? Yep. 14-1.
Yeah. Unreal. Yeah, this would be the perfect time to have them on too, because it's everybody in the office team is playing against us this year.
Yeah, exactly. That's true too. Yeah, so we get a lot more of the AL East kind of things. That's a good call. 105 exit velo. Let's just call this fucking episode of the podcast Exit Velo, because that's all it is. We're just finding out, like, holy shit, that was a laser beam. That was gone immediately. Oh, we suck. We fucking suck.
But I went outside. It's pretty humid out, so the balls to be flying like this, then you have to be crushing them.
By the way, Kyle, we've had a few people asking who the guy on the right is, Kyle. So we have to drop, the DM, open those DMs, Mr. Kelly. So we'll pray for position player pitching. That's the one thing we're going to pray for. No injuries. No injuries. One.
That's bingo.
Position player. Mets bingo. Yeah, exactly. And did you see that someone pointed out how Mrs. Met looks like it's a boner, her nose on the mask? And I'm like, God damn it, even Mr. and Mrs. Met's like sanctity is being questioned here during the game. So it's been a tough night, but what do you expect? Looking back, Chipper Jones announcing a game against the Braves, against the Mets. There was only way it was going to end. But you know what? We'll be doing this tomorrow because we're sick motherfuckers.
And you got to believe.
Gotta believe.